Good day, everyone. Let's dive into something super important today. We all know COVID-19 messed things up globally, right? It turned our world upside down. But let's talk specifically about Africa. The continent faced unique challenges and had its own stories to tell. Africa's Knowledge Bridge breaks down how the pandemic hit the continent. This book is a treasure trove of insights. This book is important because it doesn't just tell us what happened. It's like a guidebook for fixing things. It offers solutions and strategies for moving forward. Now, Africa isn't one big country, right? It's a diverse continent with over 50 nations, each with its own story. So experiences varied wildly. Some nations handled the virus better than others. Some had robust healthcare systems, while others struggled to keep up. But one thing's for sure, COVID-19 showed us the cracks in the system. Healthcare systems struggled, economies took a hit, and everyday life was disrupted. And let's not forget about misinformation. It spread faster than the virus itself, causing confusion and fear. But here's the thing about Africa. We're resilient. Communities came together, supporting each other through tough times. We've been through a lot, and we always find a way to bounce back. Our history is full of stories of resilience and strength. This book helps us understand the challenges so we can build back stronger. It provides a roadmap for recovery and growth. It's about learning from the past to create a better future. By understanding what went wrong, we can make things right and ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of Africa. For instance, did you know that according to Africa's Knowledge Bridge, over 30% of African countries experienced a significant drop in GDP during the pandemic? Or that healthcare spending in some nations increased by nearly 50% to combat the virus? The book also highlights that vaccination rates varied widely, with some countries achieving over 70% coverage, while others struggled to reach 20%. These stats help us understand the scale of the challenge and the efforts made to overcome it. Let's talk vaccines, people. Vaccines have been a game changer in the fight against many diseases, but their success depends on widespread acceptance and access. In many parts of Africa, getting vaccinated wasn't as simple as rocking up to the clinic. People often had to travel long distances, sometimes on foot, to reach the nearest healthcare facility. Access to vaccines was a major issue, especially in rural areas. The logistics of delivering vaccines to remote locations posed significant challenges. According to Africa's Knowledge Bridge, only 28% of rural populations had easy access to healthcare facilities. But even when vaccines were available, hesitancy was a big problem. Many people were unsure about the safety and efficacy of the vaccines. A survey cited in Africa's Knowledge Bridge found that 35% of respondents were hesitant to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Some folks were worried about side effects. They had heard stories, often exaggerated or false, about adverse reactions. The book notes that 22% of people cited fear of side effects as their main reason for hesitancy. Others believed conspiracy theories circulating online. Misinformation spread rapidly through social media, fueling fears and doubts. Africa's Knowledge Bridge highlights that 40% of misinformation was spread through social media platforms. This is where trust comes in, or the lack thereof. Trust in the healthcare system and government is crucial for vaccine uptake. The book reports that only 45% of people trusted their local healthcare providers. When people don't trust their governments or healthcare systems, they're less likely to get vaccinated. Historical injustices and current inequalities contribute to this mistrust. Africa's Knowledge Bridge indicates that 30% of people cited government mistrust as a reason for vaccine hesitancy. This is where clear communication is crucial. Governments and health organizations need to provide transparent, accurate information. The book emphasizes that effective communication can increase vaccine acceptance by up to 20%. Governments need to be upfront about the vaccines, address concerns, and combat misinformation. They must engage with communities directly and empathetically. We need to meet people where they are, using trusted community leaders and local languages to get the message across. Building trust and understanding is key to overcoming vaccine hesitancy. Africa's Knowledge Bridge suggests that community-led initiatives can improve vaccine uptake by 15%. COVID-19 wasn't just a physical health crisis. It took a toll on mental health too. Lockdowns, job losses, and the constant fear of getting sick. It all added up. Anxiety and depression were on the rise, and access to mental health services was limited. Imagine being stuck at home, unable to provide for your family, or losing a loved one to the virus without even being able to say goodbye. These experiences leave scars, and we need to talk about them. Mental health is just as important as physical health. According to Africa's Knowledge Bridge, over 40% of people in sub-Saharan Africa reported increased anxiety during the pandemic. It's time to start talking about mental health openly and honestly. The book also highlights that only 1 in 10 people had access to mental health services during the crisis. We need to invest in mental health services, train healthcare workers, and reduce the stigma around seeking help.
Let's be real, the pandemic wrecked economies worldwide, and Africa was no exception. The bustling streets turned eerily quiet, and the vibrant markets were left deserted. Lockdowns meant businesses closed, tourism dried up, and people lost their jobs. The once thriving small businesses had to shut their doors, leaving countless individuals without a source of income. According to Africa's Knowledge Bridge, over 30 million jobs were lost in sub-Saharan Africa due to the pandemic. This pushed many into poverty and made it even harder to access basic necessities. Families struggled to put food on the table, and children had to walk miles just to collect water. The book highlights that poverty rates increased by 10% in the region. But here's the thing, it wasn't just about the virus itself. The healthcare systems were overwhelmed, and the lack of resources became glaringly obvious. Africa's Knowledge Bridge notes that healthcare spending dropped by 15% during the crisis. It was about the systems in place or the lack thereof. Governments struggled to provide adequate support, and community meetings became crucial in addressing health and safety concerns. The book also mentions that 40% of healthcare facilities face severe shortages of essential supplies. Many African countries rely heavily on a few industries, so when those industries shut down, the impact was devastating. Mining operations halted, manufacturing plants closed, and agricultural fields were left untended. The book reports a 25% decline in industrial output. We need to diversify our economies, invest in small businesses, and create social safety nets to protect the most vulnerable. Market vendors and small business owners are the backbone of our communities, and they need our support. Africa's Knowledge Bridge suggests that a 20% increase in investment in small businesses could significantly boost economic recovery. This pandemic exposed the weaknesses in our systems, but it also presented an opportunity to build back stronger and more resilient. With strategic planning and community efforts, we can create a brighter future for all. For more details on what we discussed in this video, grab the open book titled Africa's Knowledge Bridge by Osuagwu, Livy and colleagues.